All right, what's up, traders? So this trade going to go over EJ, just how we're looking at the overall market here, what to kind of expect. So you'll see I have a few zones already drawn out. This area here, where it's just holding as resistance, broke, came back, held as support, and took off. I marked that out, and you can see it was still just resistance, resistance, resistance. Sort of pulled back into it there, broke up, came back, tested it, support, and we got support here again as the liquid 50. Remember that with that rising, that's the momentum of the market. So with that rising, the momentum's up. The RSI is bouncing up off of that, coming off the 50 EMA. We're getting into this rejection here of the 50 EMA. And I'll show you the entry from last week and then kind of what we can expect for this to continue. I'm looking for it to possibly go retest even the high up here. We have this area that we'll be cautious of, but if we break above that, we can look to come back into it, retest, and go higher on the lower time frames. You'll see this zone again. It's holding a support, 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 push up, come back, test this zone, and that's where we're looking long off this zone. Now, we'll go down to the 4 hour because we want that time frame correlation. We want all the time frames working together. And you'll see how we got a head and shoulder that broke. So this was that retest of the daily zone that we saw the wick to. And we get that big rejection. We come back. The potential right shoulder is where we're at until it breaks. So it broke through. So we have the head and shoulders. We could expect this to come back and give us, maybe if it touches the zone up here, come back, give us move from there. We might just break straight through. There's a lot of momentum right now to the upside here. But basically, if we go down to the 30-minute off this potential right shoulder, you'll see where we have another lower time frame zone built in on the 30-minute. And so, we have this zone here. When do you get the most touches? Right here. So we've got the rejections, rejection, rejection. And that zone just sits there and plays out into this 30-minute entry. So off the potential right shoulder, what we have here is this breakout candle that gets us into this big move to the upside, touching 5.78R. And, we could have just taken it to the other zone. Basically, we're trading zone to zone here. We get into this 30-minute entry. It's just over 3R, which it holds the 80 EMA the whole way. So you can hold the entire position. You risk 1% on that, you make it just over 3%. And it's off the zone with confirmation, breaks right through this one. And you can see how, tries to come back into it. Rejection, rejection, continues to the upside, holding that 8 EMA the whole time. Okay. So that was the entry last week. At 15-minute, you can even get in on the 15-minute on that same candle. I'll show you. But really just depends on what type of confirmation you're looking for. The 15-minute actually gets you a tighter stop. So the 15-minute candle actually gets you in earlier, which makes it 5R. And as you can see, we have the L50 rising. We have the RSI coming up through. We have the breakout candle off the 21 EMA. Rejection of the 50 EMA is really key here. Rejection of that zone that we have drawn out to the left of all these areas where it was holding in support. So we have multiple confirmations into getting into this move, which we took to the upside there. Now, if we go to today before or last night, we got this 15-minute shift up. So what we're looking at here is we got above that zone. Price tried to drop below it, came back up, got above the zone, and you can see it hold here support again. We're in the buy zone with that L50, and the RSI is coming up through the L50 as the shift candle pulls up. So with this one, we get 4R. So 4R before we close any of the trades. So again, you're at 1%, you want to take the 4R, that's a 4% trade. I'm getting this line over here and it's from a higher time frame. That's why you don't see it to the high here, but it's using a higher time frame on the area that I thought this could go to. Now we could have used this for this 15-minute time frame for the 15-minute entry. Could have kept it right there and taken a little bit of a bigger trade, but 1 to 4, you can't ask for too much more than that. If you decided on this one to take half off, lock your stop and see if it runs, you do get stopped out for news. That was a pretty big wick down. Again, touches this area, just even more confirmation that this area is holding is that big rejection from it. And then we go to the upside. So this 15-minute candle gets you 4R, and this is on Monday night. So Monday at 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. And it gets you that 4R up there. We can zoom in a little bit more so we can see it closer. So what we're getting is the 8 and 21 is shifting over top of each other with the breakout candle. So it's a very strong bullish candle. 8 and 21 shift up off the rejection of the 50 EMA, RSI through, and it gives you that entry. So if your trading hours are at night, if you see it holding this zone and you decide to stay up, you're in this trade. If you're someone who waits for London session and New York session, I'm going to miss this one, but still confirmation of those zones, confirmation that you're marking the areas up correctly, and you move on to the next one. And again, that's EJ. Again, I expect it to pull back. If it pulls back to the 4 hour to retest the neckline, this comes all the way back here. If we see it come, hold this area, or even hold this zone again, and you go to the upside, we can look long. So just having that key area there built in.